Afternoon everyone, Shannon here, fellow model railroader. Today is Saturday the 21st of March 2020. It's currently 3 o'clock where I am at the moment, so mid to late afternoon I guess, depending how you see it. Just want to give you guys a bit of an update, with my channel. I know in a couple of videos prior, I said that I was going to try and post videos on here, how-tos and whatnots and updates. But as you know, life can get very busy very quickly. I got my 2 sons to look after. Andreas, he turns 1 in about 2 weeks now. And with work, with my work anyway, we had to move factories at the start of the year, so that took a lot of time as well, and kept us pretty busy and kept me and the wife on our toes as well. So but yeah, now over the last couple of weeks I've had a chance to kind of spend more time putting myself into the hobby again. Work on my railroad, work on my trains and whatnot, and as a lot of you guys who watch the Back on Track channel, Trackside, when they're live every Saturday, Eastern Standard Time in the USA, I'm there with the guys, hosting the broadcast, and having a good old chat with, Steve Arnold, Brian, Marcel when he gets on there, and same with Simon and all the other guys, really. So there's been a fair bit on my plate, but I'm hoping now I'll be able to spend a little bit more time doing this and trying to get more videos out and generally showing you guys what I'm up to and what I'm doing, and share with the community my model railroad adventure. Now, in saying that, I've got 2 cameras set up at the moment, so I've got that camera there and I've got this camera over here. So there's a bit of a reason for that, which will make sense in a second. So recently, I was getting ready for an exhibition this coming Easter. But thanks to the coronavirus, as you guys know, a lot of things have been cancelled. A lot of gatherings had to be cancelled just to minimise the spread of the virus. Which not all so bad in regards to what everyone's doing to try and minimise the risk, but it has its repercussions. So the show that I was getting ready for has now been cancelled, and I know there's a lot of other shows and venues that have been cancelled as well. But upside is it just means that we now have more time to spend doing what we love, model trains, work on our railroads, and improve on skills and watch videos. So in saying that, one of the things I've been doing is I've been doing a stock take on my railroad. Now, I know there's a couple of programs out there. I think, who is it? I've forgotten who it is now. Not Wood. Oh, I think it might be Woodland Scenics. Anyway, I know there's a couple of companies that do this software. I know a lot of people use Excel sheets. I know people that just write it all in a book, if they really want to. But in my case, what I've done is I've actually there's a guy local to where I am here in Australia. He's designed a program which is quite easy to use. It's called the Model Railway Database. I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested in having a look and purchasing it. I'm no way affiliated with this guy, but for the fact that, you know, I bought this software off him, and, you know, and I find it quite easy to use. You know, I just want to give that bloke a credit, and, you know, if you guys want to use it, you know, just so you can keep track of your collection, you know, as I said, go ahead, or just keep doing what you're doing. But anyway, I'll just show you quickly what I've got here. So I'll just move over to this camera. So I'll just wind this down. Okay. So that's the program there. It's on one of my computer screens. As I said, it's fairly straightforward. So in this case, this is one of my locomotives. It's my Buckman Light Mountain 482. So, you know, as I said, you can put the title there. So here, the way I do it is, the title I use is the actual prototype of the actual loco. So in this case is a USRA Light Mountain 482. Gives you, you know, you can enter details like the manufacturer, category. So, you know, in category it'd be, you know, locomotive, freight car, passenger set, you know, rolling stock, special equipment, you know, so special equipment being like a mow train or a crane or something like that. You've got a subcategory, you know, steam, electric, diesel, car, you know, passenger car set or whatever. Type, so is it freight, mixed, passenger, if you really want to add that in there. Scale, materials made out of, so plastic, brass. Production run, stage location, where it's purchased from, so, you know, I just keep a generic description, you know, in this case eBay. Assembly type, ready to run, hand built, kit bashed. The prototype it is, class, you know, road number. There's a fair bit of information you can add in there, as you can see. You've also got here the purchase date, so, you know, when you purchased it, if you ever, this is how I interpret it anyway, the sale date, which I'm guessing is the date you sell it if you decide to sell it. A certificate number, if it's got a certain certificate, you know, such as a collector's item, which, you know, collector's items might be certificate number 4532, you know, which, you know, designates what it is, how much you bought it for, how much you sold it for if you do sell it, you know, and then the catalogue value, which my interpretation of that is, if I was to lose the locomotive, sell it, or whatever, you know, for whatever reason it leaves my collection, it'd be basically the value of what I would pay to purchase the same model in the same setup. The other good thing about this software is, it's just changed. The other good thing about it is you can add up to 9 images per file. So I haven't loaded any images on it just yet. I'm currently in the middle of taking photos, which I'll show you guys how I do that in a second. But yeah, as I said, I can take up to 9 photos, you know, and add it in there, so that way it's part of that file, and that way, you know, if I need to identify it, or, you know, for whatever reason, it's all there. Now, if you notice down here on the right hand side, you know, I can add a new record, delete the current record if I wanted to. But then I've got other things like duplicate this record. So, you know, there's a couple of locos in there which I have duplicates of with, you know, different road numbers. So instead of me filling out everything all over again, I just duplicate the record. View all the records, find records, detailed reports. You know, it gives us a detailed report of, you know, the whole collection. Image report, which I haven't actually looked into yet. Service repair modifications. So this one, you know, in regards to, you know, I can add in here whatever the loco is. You know, add what I've done, parts used, you know, and just, you know, add a detail in there. So that's another quite handy thing to do. And is there anything else? And yeah, this filters by selection. So, you know, it's, as I said, from what I find, it's a fairly easy software to use. When you get to a point where I am, where you have such an extensive collection and you decide to enter it all at the, you know, whilst you're halfway through your collection, so to speak, it gets quite time consuming. So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing currently, just to give you an idea what I'm up to. I'll wind this back up. So over here in the corner, this is in my dining room, by the way, so that is part of my collection. So, you know, I've got some Athearn boxes, some Microtrain boxes, a whole lot of individual Loco cases and passenger car sets and stuff like that. I've got a couple of other tubs just over here behind the camera. And if I just show you the dining room table, got a couple of more things there. And then I've got my camera booth, which I'll show you now. So as I said, you know, you can take photos and add them onto the collection, onto the database. So this is my camera setup here. As you can see, I was taking photos of one of my big boys. Powered by any USB power source, you know, so you can use a phone charger if you really want to. Actually lights up pretty well. And to keep some uniformity, you know, I've made a list of, you know, I made a list of how, you know, I would take the photo. So, you know, I've got 9 photos to choose to upload. So, you know, the first photo I've put in there, you know, box with entirety of the content shown. So, you know, like in this case, you got the actual model, a booklet, a remote, and whatnot. And then I've got, you know, right and front shot, right rear shot, left rear, left front, top shot, front and rear shots, which, you know, I'll be editing on the computer and putting them, you know, left and right. And then, you know, the 8th slot will be any extra items, you know. So, for example, remotes, parts I might have, booklets, but and yeah, I'm just going to leave number 9 as an empty slot. So yeah, that's what I've been currently doing at the moment. There's another shot of everything I'm doing, and yeah, there's a nice shot of my computer setup, or how I've got my computer set up for the minute till I can find and organize a desk. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's the update. Yeah, I guess feel free to, you know, leave a comment, let me know if you have any questions that you want to ask me specifically. As I said, once I sort this out and, you know, get my collection actually entered onto the computer and saved away, you know, I'll hopefully clean up the layout, get it running again. Well, it runs, but, you know, at the moment it's got a whole bunch of stuff on it just covering it, so, you know, good luck trying to run any trains at the moment. But, you know, I'll get that cleaned up, and, you know, hopefully I'll record some more videos and upload them to YouTube. Otherwise, apart from that, you know, before I do go, just one more note in regards to this database. You know, like, some people might be asking, why have a database? Why would you want one? In my case, you know, got a couple different reasons. You know, one, I want to know what I actually have, because going to exhibitions, you know, if something does go missing, I have some sort of track record and be like, okay, I've got all this. why am I missing this, you know, because I can add notes like that. I can go through my records and go, okay, I've taken that A, B, C, D, so, you know, I'm able to backtrace that and, you know, I've got photos there of what it used to look like and be like, hey, look guys, this is missing. I had this exhibition, has anyone seen it? Other reasons as well is just so you know what you've got in your collection. You know, some people I know have massive amounts of locomotives. There's a guy I follow, him and his wife, on the social medias, and every couple of days I just see boxes upon boxes upon boxes of rolling stock locomotives, display cabinets of heaps of stuff, and a lot of it he's just got stored away, you know, because he doesn't have the room to display it all, so to speak. You know, and the other advantage as well is, you know, I guess, which is the obvious one, insurance purposes. You know, I know over in the US, I think there's a couple of companies that, you know, you're able to pay some sort of premium to insure your collection. Here in Australia, I haven't found anything as such. The closest thing I've been able to find out in regards to that is, you know, part of the home and contents insurance, you know, that we can get for, you know, as it states, home and content. So I've got insured through that at the moment, and yeah, if there's ever a case where something does happen, you know, God forbid, you know, where half my collection, you know, is destroyed for whatever reason, whether, you know, house fire, went, you know, got stolen, whatever. You know, there's 101 reasons, you know, of things that could go wrong. I've got a record to go, hey, look, this is a collection, this is what I'm missing, this is what it was worth, you know, those are the items that are hard to get. So, you know, I've got a record there to, you know, go back to and look up and follow through and, you know, figure out the details. So, but yeah, apart from that, make sure you know, as I said, I help the guys out on the on Back on Track with the Trackside Live stream. So make sure, you know, USA Eastern Standard Time at 10 AM, jump over there, you know, say hello to the guys. You know, as I said, Brian from Denver Rio Grande Western is there, High on Horse Street. You got Steve Arnold. Every now and then you'll get Marcel, he'll come through. Simon Saucy comes through. I know Sparky 107, he helps us moderate in the chat, and you know, we've got Ron Piskel as well. You know, I know he's been a bit crook lately, but he's, you know, starting to come back, and, you know, he's starting to get a bit involved with the channel as well, and hopefully he'll join us in one of the live streams. Otherwise, as I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, like, let your friends know, you know, whether they come to my channel or send them over to the Back on Track channel, you know, and then every week they can, on the Saturday morning, you know, 10 AM Eastern time, you know, they can watch us there. So thanks again for watching the video. I hope this update will suffice you guys, and I'll catch you later on.